Sound of Humanity Productions, the intersection of filmmaking, music, and social impact. Art with purpose. Join us. My name is Dr. Lisa Whaley. This month, we are going to be talking about how do we get from the internal, eternal, into the authentic, and the authentic self, because authenticity might be lacking around this world, and we think that that might be the key to finding ways to communicate, find empathy, and to remember that we are all perfectly imperfect, and how we could get along better, and how we can engage and gain traction and find better ways to get along. Well, you see where I'm going with this one. Figuring out how we push our internal reset button means we've got to start figuring out who we are ourselves, and how do we find that center? How do we find a way to meditate? How do we find a way to step back? How do we find a way to balance? So is destiny floating down a river in the Amazon? Is it finding a sense of well-being by listening to jazz or all that jazz? I don't know. Maybe you'll come back again and listen to some more. But in a way, we've all got to find it ourselves. And a sense of deepening despair or a sense of repair. How we find that skill within ourselves, it's all got to be a sense of reality. I also know that I've read some great books in the past few years, and one of them was Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory. And when I figured out how to let other people be themselves without my help, that was a biggie. But I also know that I had touched on Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights, because I'd always struggled with how to find the way. And I don't mean anything other than, what's the path? And in figuring that out and letting things roll out in front of me instead of forcing things, that was partly how I got to figure out how to find my place in the world. And that's a big piece of finding your authentic self. I don't have to force things anymore. I don't have to figure out a way to go forward. The forward path is laid out in front of me. And that is a big essence of spirituality, balance, and finding peace in the world. Chaos, it's out there. So how do we find the sense of well-being? Well, it's the simple human act of remaining and returning to center. A warm bath, hanging out with friends, or finding that internal landscape that gives us that sense of release. Petting a dog, walking with friends, hanging out with grandparents. You'll find it. But we've got to get out there and find our own sense of well-being and reset and come back. At Sound of Humanity Music Project, our mission is to use film, music, and art as tools for social impact. We believe that every organization has a story worth telling, and that these stories have the power to inspire action, foster connection, and drive social change.